Aquarius, I am Lisi, the High Priestess. This is a brand new channel, so press like, subscribe, notification bell. If you want to watch my lives, you'll have to hit the notification bell. Also, this can resonate in your past, present, future, also through a conversation, a friend, or whatever. You ever been pissed off and you still try to play cool? Yeah, I understand you. The King of Rods. The King of Rods is a man that's very handsome too. Um, but usually the King of Rods, I have seen him be dark, but this man right here isn't. This man is blonde hair, okay, a beard, okay, with blue eyes. And I feel like he knows he has a lot of fire inside of him. If he were to like let all the rage out, okay, it'd be like fighting a lion. Okay, someone fights lions. Okay, the demon inside of you. Okay, there's a big demon inside of you. Okay, and not like I'm putting spells on you or anything, but I'm a beast, is what I hear. I'm a beast. Also, the King of Rods knows how to love. They know how to sexually. They don't just sexually seduce you. They know what to do as far as physical touch. Okay, they're experienced. Okay, I had just gotten off of like a conversation with someone where I do the one card pull, and this person had tried to correct me. They were like, I'm sorry to tell you, but this card actually means that, and that card means that. And I was like, we all have different set of eyes, and we all have different spirits that talk to us. And in this day and age, we have so many deck of cards with different meanings. If you were to buy different deck of cards, I promise you every single book has a different meaning compared to what is originally there's some things in life that a book can't teach you. A book can't teach you certain things. Some things only experience can teach you, because people can tell you all the time how to be a parent, how to love someone correctly. But here's the thing, everybody carries different formulas. It's all good when someone's like, this is the correct way of doing it, when really you can do the same thing in different versions. Versus, yeah, for example, getting rich. Okay, 50 Cent got rich, and I don't know why I have 50 Cent, but 50 Cent's story of getting rich or try or die trying is a lot different than Trump being rich and born rich. You know what I'm saying? They're both rich men. Both of them come from different lineages on how they got there. Except one had to really work for it, and the other one, it was handed down. At the end of the day, both of them are on the Forbes. Anyways, all action, okay, getting it done. Someone has a beast inside of them, like, I'm gonna get this done, I'm gonna get it, okay, or I'm gonna die trying. Okay, then we have the Six of Swords. Like I said, everyone has a different spiritual entity within themselves. My spiritual ancestors ain't your spiritual ancestors, especially, let's say we have two different uh ethnic backgrounds, right? Clearly you might have a Roman, if you're Caucasian, let's say you're Caucasian, your spiritual guide, your ancestors, they have the Roman times, they have the Greeks, they have the Irish, they have the Germans, versus to mine, who are Aztecs, who are Spaniards. Clearly we're going to see spirituality in a different form of eyes. But at the end of the day, we don't denounce that we both carry spiritual entities that guide us every single day, right? Right? Am I right or am I right? Okay, because it's not going wrong. Okay, so in this day and age, people are conditioned because they haven't read a book. People have been conditioned to read a book. Okay, there's no shade to anyone in congregation, but I'm about to get to where I'm about to get. That book caused a lot of wars, by the way. So in my ancestors, okay, the Spaniards came. It wasn't the Americans that came with the Indians. It was the Spaniards that came, and they put Catholicism on us. Okay, they came and they killed all the Aztecs. that worship the universe, worship what is, they had different entities for different things. And our history is a lot different than what the Spaniards, grew up thinking. And they came and they killed everybody off because, I mean, if you place fear in someone, right? If you place fear, death, and those kind of conditions, who's not going to believe in what you tell them to believe, anything to keep their life? Because they'll kill your children, kill your wife, slaughter everyone. Okay. So they force that belief in you. But during times now that we have elevated a lot further than that, we have the freedom of speech, freedom to choose our religion, um, and our backgrounds, our spirituality. Although we may not agree what other people think, we still have to accept that we come from a place now that we have to accept that that's just the way they are, and we can only focus on ourselves and proving to ourselves that our maker sees it that way. For example, the way I work, I'm not denouncing what you feel is right, but I'm also not going to allow you to force me to see things your way, because we were born differently. We had different set of eyes. We have different spiritual ancestors around us. Okay? The 9 of Rods. Oh, you don't know my life story. I don't know yours. Why did your spiritual guides, your God, the way you see things work for you? Why is certain things working for me? Why am I why can I feel my spiritual ancestors better than other people? Because I believe in actually ethereally feeling the spirit with me versus to going on an actual book and getting it off of there. But I'm not arguing with anybody because I do tarot and other people read scriptures. It's the same form, just different dialects and different methods. That's why some people choose Buddhism. Some people choose being Muslims. Some people choose, whatever they choose because it works for them. Mean they're not okay in the head. That means that's what works for them. The Magician. Who's to say it really is just magic? Who's to really say that it's just alchemy? Do you know we all carry different personalities, different DNAs, different ways of us even learning techniques? Some people can learn from reading a Bible, reading a book, versus to another person that they need to hear it. Some other people need to be physically there and see it. That's why some people need to show up at church on Sunday to physically feel like they're there. And then there's people who are special that they can use all their senses, and that's spirituality to them. The Hierophant. At the end of the day, God's head comes to all of us in whatever form it fits us. We are not God, so we are not to judge why it works for them. We are not to, because then we'd be contradicting what, let's say for Bible thumpers, then we will be contradicting what he says to love our enemy. Then we will also be contradicting the fact like we're condemning people to hell instead of opening up that portal into heaven where they can be saved, because we're too busy telling them you will not be opened and you will not be saved. You are the devil. You are the demon. You are not to enter here. Okay, that's fine. But then you wonder why people walk out of religion. And I was watching something on TikTok today. They were talking about the lowest vibration lives off of fear. See, when we use those kind of words and we're telling someone, you will die in hell, you will rot in hell because my God said so. Did God really tell you that? Would you not move on to the next person that you can save and let those people, because it also says you need to let demons be with demons and they will eat each other up. We all carry different entities with us, different spiritual guides. We can't denounce what other people believe is true, period, point blank. It doesn't work. What it doesn't work for you might work for somebody else. You can't be mad at the next person because they're vibrating high on a different spiritual realm than yours. Then get it together. Get it together. Get it together. Not just you, but if someone's doing this to you, you need to tell them you need to get it together. You don't need to be so up me that you forgot about you. How about let's talk about how you are saving you from hell. Let's talk about how you busy pointing the finger at me, throwing rocks at me isn't going to break your glass house. How you ain't gonna poke your own eyes out trying to put that finger on me. Is you really mad because it's working for me? Or are you really mad because it's not working for you? At the end of the day, you can't be mad at someone because they vibrate high on a different realm with a different spiritual entity, with a different spiritual God, because God's head is everyone's God. He just comes in different forms. So that's the way he saves you. It doesn't mean we don't carry the same God. We just see God differently. That's it. Because we all carry different senses. And I say, as long as your God, as long as how you see God is helping people grow and not turn and not making people become the worst, being the worst behavior, vibrate low, I say blessings to that notion. The Six of Rods, because we all can sit at the table and still win. There ain't no competition when it comes down to spirituality. And that's the problem in history. Even when Moses and all these prophets were seeing stuff, at that time there was people that were naysayers and they would have killed you for that. So why would we become those people all over again in this modern day history and act just like them, denounce everybody else, and even try to kill their spirit because your spirit or their spirit isn't putting you up there in that realm? It pisses people off. Pisses them off. That ain't of God. That is not of God. But thank God that he gave his only son to forgive sinners, right? So while people are throwing you under the bus or saying you're wrong and you're a demon and that's of the devil, you got to ask yourself, how would you know what is of the devil unless you know the devil? Beyond what you read on books. Because to me, if you're already condemning people to hell, that's a big ass demon you got there. To curse people to hell instead of showing them love and compassion and showing them this is why I read the Bible. I read the Bible because I have been, testimony is very important. I read the Bible because it saved me through these times, these hard times. And I went through this and I went through that. And that's how I found my savior. And, I'm sorry that you don't believe in the Bible, but I just want you to know whenever you're ready, God is here for you, and there will be a place for you in heaven. Because regardless, I respect what you do, and regardless, as long as you're not hurting anyone, I bless that notion. But yet, there's people out here that they use the Bible based on fear to hurt other people, to send them straight to hell, and then you wonder why people have lost their way through religion and congregation. The Ace of Rods, because that big old wand can be used on anything and everything. Do you know some people do not even worship any spiritual entities, not no God, no religion, no spirituality? They worship money. They worship flesh. They worship because they worship sex. That's the physical feeling that they feel that's as spiritual as it's going to get. It's not spiritual, it's physical. And they need that. They need to physically feel that inside of them. And that's how they get that spirituality in them. But at the end of the day, that's still flesh. The Nine of Cups. That's what makes some people happy. Some people need to witness the Holy Ghost. Some people need, everyone's DNA is different. And we can't denounce one or the other. What works for them, as long as they're not hindering growth, there ain't nothing wrong with what people choose to do. If there wasn't, it wouldn't be under the Constitution. Why is religion constantly causing wars? It's so backwards set of mind, and then they say that it's correct. I don't know. I feel like, to physically prove that, if I can't feel that spiritual sense in you, probably you thinking like me, then what's the point of doing it? What is the point of just showing up, giving money on Sundays, and thinking that just that day you're forgiven for every single sin, and then you continue on Monday doing the same old thing all over again? And you're like, I'm good as long as I show up on Sunday and I'm there and I say I'm sorry, God gonna forgive me. Do you know God started to change things around, and this is on the Bible. He started to change things around because people, for a second, what they learned shortcuts. People learn shortcuts. So one of them was like, "Oh, okay. So if I just kill the goat on Sunday, God is going to forgive me for this, and then I can continue slaughtering everyone, and God's going to love me again on Sunday when I kill a goat and I kill a sheep." The Ten of Swords. Is that a correct way of spirituality? Killing physically, killing mentally, killing emotionally, killing spiritually? You want me to change to your religion or your spirituality when you're killing mine? Because yours is already dead. You can tell when someone is a true prophet of God. They make you feel alive. It does not matter what religion, what spirituality, whatever it is that they do, natural healing. It does. There's so many religions out here, because people who force themselves to be that great, they kill a person's spirit. You don't feel alive. You don't feel the Holy Ghost. You feel dead. And you might even feel ashamed for watching and listening to them, because they don't accept you for who you are, and they will never forgive you yet. They're trying to preach something they can't even teach. But I'm just little old Lisi, the high priestess. Okay, the Four of Cups. You could choose to ignore what I say, and I know that some things ain't for other people, and that's okay, because I block and delete all the time, and I ignore and I don't participate. I don't have to. Neither should you. You don't have to participate on the madness. You don't have to participate on the hate. I say do things your way that can uplift other people. You can definitely tell when someone is closed minded. This is the proper way. No, that's how you were taught. Maybe you should have gone to college a little bit more. Maybe you should tap into Google. Maybe you should check out YouTube. What I will highly suggest. I think it's on Netflix. Morgan Freeman, different religions. I forgot what. God. It's called God, I think. Check that out. So you can see different ways how people believe in different ways, and it shows you so many, and the respect of spirituality and what it does for people, regardless if you don't like it or not. Being open-minded to be teachable is important. Everyone should be teachable every single day of their life, or maybe it's time, to not go into people's platforms or get in the middle of things that ain't got nothing to do with you. Not you. I'm just saying, I'm just speaking in public speaking. Um, as a person, if we don't know how to put ourselves in other people's shoes, you will never be able to walk a mile in it. You never would, because you can't. Some people can't just get out of their own head and be open-minded to see things more than just what their little box has them in, what they were raised to think. That's why knowledgeable people, professors, people who are like Einstein's, people with high IQs, it's hard to comprehend them, because they are open to all possibilities. That's what makes them wise. Knowledge is power, but imagination is limitless. I don't know how many times I have to say that. But like I said, I'm just little old Lisi, the high priestess. Who am I to tell you what to do? I got my own little box I need to step out of. Now, blessings to you and thank you for your time. Okay.